out there.
Yeah, just a little bit. Rob, in one year, you're going from coaching a fifth-year senior, 3-year starting quarterback to the first ever opening day true freshman starting quarterback in ASU history.
Right.
Can you talk about that dynamic from your perspective as the play caller and coordinator?
Yeah, you just got to be very careful, because from my perspective, things that I assume and think are easy may not be for him. Where, you know, when Manny was there, there were some certain things I didn't even have to think about. And so that's what's been on my mind, talking with Jaden every night, driving home, calling him on the phone. Hey man, is this too much for you? Do you understand this? If it's gray, I'll take it out. So we're constantly going over that game plan. And then you got to be careful, because kids, they don't want you to think that they don't know. You know what I mean? And so, like, you know, you got to tell me the truth here. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying that this is a gray area play for me. And so having those conversations on a daily, nightly basis, I think are real important at this point. And just making sure we're not going into the game with anything he feels uncomfortable with.
One would assume that since being named the starter, that his confidence and his swagger, if you will, would grow. Have you sensed that on the field or in the meeting rooms?
You know, not really, and that's not a bad thing, because he's just he's like that every day, and that's a testament to him. He doesn't have the emotional ups and downs, and I like that within a quarterback, because that tells me that the media's perspective, the fans' perspective, the coach's perspective, that doesn't change him, you know, and he's very comfortable with who he is and what he does, and so he doesn't have that roller coaster emotion up and down and worrying about the image, the swagger, all of that stuff. That's what I love most about the kid, is just he's so even keel.
With a true freshman quarterback, a lot of times you might sense that the main ambition would be for him to be a great game manager, but I'm wondering if you need this kid to be a playmaker as well as game manager.
I think that's going to come natural with him, because he just is a natural playmaker. The thing that none of us know yet, you know, we've seen high school tape, but we don't see him doing a lot of things with his feet out on the practice field. And one, which is a good thing, is because he gets rid of the ball quick. He makes very quick decisions, and he gets rid of the football, and you don't have to see the breakdown and what he does when it breaks down. And very much like Jared was when he was a freshman, and we knew kind of right off the bat that he was a good quarterback, he doesn't really feel and see the rush. And that's just a special quality of quarterbacks. You either have it or you don't. And so he doesn't run out of the pocket really fast. He hangs in there, makes the throws, always thinks he can make every throw. I think, but Thursday night, I'm anxious to see, because I haven't seen it, what he's going to look like when the play breaks down. So I think we'll naturally see some plays being made from that.
Coach, you have a couple guys banged up at receiver. What do you think your rotations will look like at the outside positions for this first game?
Yeah, I think you know, Brandon Ayuk and Frank will start. I think Jordan Curley and will play, and so will Pearsall. Those guys are going to play. Kyle Williams is going to play. Ryan Newsom is going to play. Those are the guys I know for sure are going to play in the game. Yeah.
What is Curley's injury?
Oh, he just bruised. He just got banged up on his knee. He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. He'll be practicing tomorrow. Yeah.
And a lot has been made about Kyler Murray's clapping. You know, you guys kind of run the clap snap count as well. What's kind of your philosophy? You know, the pros and cons of that.
It helps you on the road. You practice it every day. I first saw that and saw the effects of it when I was at Cal. We played Ohio State in Cal Stadium, and it was pretty loud. And I was on the sideline, and it was the first time I had been around the clap. And I didn't think you could hear it. Like, I was very concerned that people wouldn't be able to hear the clap, but it's crazy. You can, on the sideline, I could hear Ohio State's quarterback's clap with the crowd going crazy, and like the place was packed out, and I was 30, 40 yards away from him. I could hear him clap, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And that's when I first started seeing that, and then we started going to that. But what it does is it works good at home, it works good on the road. You don't have to work on a silent count like when you're going to go, hey, we're playing Washington this week, we got to work on a silent count this week. You don't have to do that because it's your natural snap count. That's That's what I like about it. But as far as the rules concerned, like, I didn't even know that was a problem. I didn't even know it. I'm like him. I didn't even know that was a deal in the NFL, you know, because I've never seen that even talked about in college.
Rob, how much is it going to help Jaden to have Eno Benjamin, a veteran offensive line, great running game, and an experienced group of receivers?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, if this was a young team and he was leading us out there with everybody, you know, it wouldn't be so comfortable. But yes, at the end of the day, and I told him, if it doesn't look great, whatever, all you got to do, he can check to a run anytime he wants to. And so anytime he feels I don't care if it's 3rd and 10. If it's not good and you don't like it and you feel like just check off to a run, we're okay. We'll always be okay. So he doesn't have to worry about, you know, any of that stuff. And so, and Manny had that opportunity too as well. But once we did that, I think he has a comfort level now where I don't have, if I see a full blitz coming at me, I'm okay. I can get out of it. But on the other hand though, he has a lot of confidence. He feels like he can see the blitz coming and he can make the throw in the teeth of the blitz. So it's going to be fun to watch, see what happens.
To piggyback off that, Coach, I know you said earlier about obviously talking to him on the way home if there's a gray area for him. Has he maybe kind of said, oh no, something's not great, but when you get out on the practice field, maybe something he's thrown kind of makes you think that?
Yeah, well, I took something out. Yeah, I took something out yesterday that you know, in football you have all these plays, whatever. And if something you look as a coordinator and through the experiences of 30 years of coaching, you go, you know what, he could possibly throw a pick on that if this happens. Well, I'm going to take it out. For this week, especially his first game to play college football, we're not going to do that. And you know, yeah, he's still going to make mistakes, but I just want him, the easier the read, the better it's going to be for him. So to you know, take out all of the possible hard reads. If they did this, then this could give us a problem. Heck, just take it out and run another play again, that, you know, one that you like is what we're going to do.
How excited are you to go out and actually see what he can do in game mode?
Oh yeah, I'm very, very excited because, like I said, you know, when you're in practice, you never want to see your quarterback get hurt, so you have quick whistles, and the defensive line know I'm going to get annihilated by the coaches if I get anywhere near the quarterback. So they, you know, they rush and then they peel off. So you, like you said, you never see the realistic sacks, and you never see the realistic what the quarterback can do with his feet when he gets out and breaks contain. So I haven't seen any of that from him, and very excited to see that.
Rob, where do you see and hope Eno to take the next step? Has it become even a bigger threat in the pass game?
Yes, and he's done a great job in that, and you know, I challenged him with that in the spring, and he's really embraced that and done a great job. The biggest step that I've seen and I've wanted him to make is his presence felt as a leader, a vocal leader, as a guy that runs out on the field and everybody's following. Where last year he kind of like, you know, he was kind of like a surprise, not to me, but to some people he was a surprise in our conference. And I just told him, look, things aren't going to be easy at all for you this year. I mean, you're going to look at 8-man boxes. And so it's going to be frustrating at times. There's going to be times where you're not going to be, you know, get the yards maybe you got last year in certain times of the season. And how are you going to respond to that? Like, but still keep your composure of a leader in those areas. And that's where I wanted to see him grow. And I think he's done a great job, especially the last 3 days. He's done an amazing job.
Can you tell us maybe of a play that when you're going back in your office, you're reviewing film, one throw that maybe Jaden made that just made you kind of think like, wow, he's a little bit beyond his years to make that type of play? Does one come to mind?
Yes, and that was probably, you guys would probably remember the throw in Skelly, and it was before we went to Camp T, and we were here. And I think it was Frank Darby. Was it Frank Darby? And he was right down the middle of it. Yeah, that was it, because he let go of the ball way before he was open, but he could tell by the nature, the body language of the corner and the safety that he was going to be open, and he threw it to a certain area on the field, which that takes a lot of confidence and timing, understanding of defensive structure, understanding of defensive backs' body languages, when to let the ball go, and that throw is the one that I can think back. He's made several, but that was the one that was like, okay, yeah, this guy can see it.
How do you like Elijah Juarez in that fullback?
Oh, I love him. Yeah, he's going to really help us. You know, like I said, we've been trying to find a guy to take Nick Ralston's place from last year, who did a tremendous job for us. And, you know, I think Elijah is going to be, and we'll see what his future holds here. You know, he'll play fullback for us this year, but he's very talented, can hit, catch, all the good stuff. He has all the makings of being an all-conference fullback. He really does. Plus, there's not very many fullbacks in our conference. So, hey, there you go.
So is he,
I threw that one in there, yeah.
So he won't play linebacker this year, or he'll be exclusively fullback?
He's going to be a fullback, yep. Running back, fullback.
Rob, to take you back just a little bit, after they made the coaching change here, a little bit of craziness, new coach coming in, how valuable was Donnie Yantis in kind of keeping that initial together?
Yeah, it was. It was, you know, he was very instrumental in that. And then also, you know, being a coach, then getting him to be a coach too, because I knew him and I trusted him, you know, and that was a very important hire for me. I know that. And all those guys in the room, you know, they were handpicked for their character and the type of men that they are. And Donnie is exceptional at that, and he's a tremendous coach. He's very detail oriented, and as you can see, he's going to have these tight ends. Got freshmen coming in here. He's got them ready to play. They've grown as a group, and yeah, no, that was it. That was a great hire. A great hire.
Time for two more if anyone has them.
Then, with the injury to Curtis Hodges, how does that affect your preparation, especially in like 12 personnel?
You know, it doesn't. We didn't change anything. Just next man up mentality, kind of. You know, not trying to escape the question, but really we haven't changed anything.
Then the battle for the number 2 running back, how's that going along?
You know, I told him, to me, there's really, and I've been saying this all along. It's like AJ Carter or Isaiah Floyd. I mean, it's all going to depend on the situation. I mean, it's 4th and 1, probably not bringing Isaiah in, going to bring AJ in. If it's, you know, 1st and 10 and we're doing a certain thing, it'll probably be Isaiah and not AJ. So, yeah, I think it just depends on situation. In my eyes, I don't see one of them as a 2, one of them as a 3. I see both of them as very, very capable of next guys into the game.